Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going deep into the world of words.
Into the words themselves.
The ones that make it into the dictionary.
Yeah, how about that?
How do they get there?
Right.
Who decides what they mean?
Exactly.
Who are these word detectives? The dictionary architects, dare I say,
The word nerds.
the word nerds.
Lexicographer.
It's lexicographers. And we've got a stack of material here about them.
It's fascinating stuff, really is.
Yeah, and our main guide for this deep dive is this RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Okay.
They just updated this thing in December.
Oh, wow.
So it is like fresh off the presses.
Love it.
But one of the things I found really interesting is they get to decide which new words go in the dictionary.
Oh, yeah. Who makes the cut?
I know. Like, imagine being in that room.
I know, right?
So, like, my nephew the other day used the word yeet.
Yeet.
And I was like, hold on.
What is that even?
What does that even mean?
Right. And how do you use it in a sentence?
Exactly. And is that going to be in the dictionary?
Well, and will it stand the test of time? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 10 years from now, are we still going to be saying yit?
That's true.
Who knows?
So they're like on the cutting edge.
They are. Yeah, absolutely.
Language.
Yeah, they are shaping how we understand language and how it evolves, which is incredible.
And they probably have like the coolest dictionaries to work with.
I would imagine they've got dictionaries for days.
Dictionaries.
All the dictionaries.
For days.
First editions, signed copies, the whole shebang.
Okay, so we've established that this is a really cool job.
It is cool.
But what do they actually do all day?
Well, I mean, aside from being surrounded by dictionaries, it's a pretty multifaceted role.
Okay.
So they're like linguistic detectives.
Okay.
They spend countless hours researching the history and evolution of words,
Oh, wow.
both old and new.
So it's not just about knowing a lot of words.
No, not at all. It's about understanding where those words come from,
Right.
how they've changed over time.
It's like being a historian, but for words.
Exactly. And they're like language anthropologists, really,
That's so cool.
documenting how we communicate.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm sold.
Right.
But there's got to be a downside, right?
Well, I mean, every job has its downsides.
Okay.
One of the things that the RoleCatcher Guide mentions is that it's a pretty competitive job market.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are a limited number of dictionaries and even fewer positions for lexicographers.
So you're saying it's tough to break into, but not impossible.
Right, exactly.
So what do you do?
Well, the guide actually gives some pretty good advice
Okay.
for, standing out.
Uh-huh.
One of the things they emphasize is specialization.
Oh, interesting.
So instead of just being like a general lexicographer,
Yeah.
you become like the expert
Okay.
in a certain area of language.
So like medical terminology,
Exactly.
someone who knows all the slang.
Right, like you could be the lexicographer who specializes in like internet slang,
Oh, that'd be cool.
right? You're on the front lines of language evolution there.
That's amazing.
You're like deciphering emojis. It
Wow.
would be so dynamic.
So how do you even get started? Like,
Oh,
what's step one?
You might be surprised to hear there's no like lexicography 101.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's not like you go to college and you're like,
Sign me up.
I want my lexicography degree, please.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they do recommend a really strong foundation
Yeah.
in things like linguistics.
Okay, so my English degree
There you go.
wasn't a waste.
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Or English language,
Yeah.
comparative literature.
Okay.
So anything that really strengthens your analytical skills
Gotcha.
and your understanding of how language works.
Okay, so you get your degree. What's next?
The guide also stresses the importance of building a strong portfolio.
Oh, okay.
So you need to be able to like showcase your writing skills, your research skills.
Sure.
Because remember, you're going to be crafting definitions.
Yeah.
You're going to be tracing the origins of words.
So you got to like back it all up.
Exactly. And be able to articulate all of that.
So probably nail the interview too.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
They actually have a whole section on interview prep.
Really?
Yeah, they even offer tips on how to like demonstrate your research skills
Interesting.
and how to talk about your favorite lexicography projects.
Okay, so you're prepped for the interview. You've got your portfolio.
Yeah.
You've got your English degree.
You're good to go.
What does the career path look like?
Well, it usually starts like most fields with internships,
Oh, okay.
which is not a bad way to go.
To get your foot in the door.
Exactly. They highlight getting your foot in the door at like a dictionary publishing company
Yeah.
or a language research organization.
Okay.
Imagine spending a summer,
That's like a dream summer job.
right, sifting through historical texts,
I love it.
maybe helping to compile a new edition of a dictionary.
Okay, so you've done your internship.
Yeah.
You've impressed them with your knowledge of obscure words.
Right, you're like the yeet master. Well, you might land a junior lexicographer role.
Okay.
And there you'd be doing more crafting of definitions,
Okay.
more research into word origins,
Cool.
and maybe even contributing to those decisions about,
Yeah.
whether or not a new word gets added.
Like yet.
Exactly.
Right.
So as you gain more experience, you might specialize even further.
Okay.
So you become an expert in a particular type of dictionary.
Oh, wow. So like a technical dictionary or?
Right, or like a medical dictionary, a slang dictionary.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So many different paths you can take.
So you could be like a slang lexicographer.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Right. Or you could go into a leadership position.
Okay.
You could manage teams of lexicographers.
Wow.
You could shape the direction of like a dictionary project.
Oh, wow.
Like imagine leading the charge to make a dictionary more inclusive.
That's incredible.
Or more accessible.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really fascinating how these like, I don't know, when I think of a dictionary, I think of like this old dusty book.
Right.
But it's so not that.
It's a living document.
It is.
It's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Just like language itself.
And now we've got like technology.
Oh, yeah.
That's changing everything.
That's a whole other layer to this.
Right. So it's not just those big dictionaries anymore.
Not at all.
Yeah. What's RoleCatcher say about that?
Well, they delve into all of that.
Okay.
The rise of online dictionaries and mobile apps.
Mm-hmm.
And even, AI-powered language tools.
So it's like a whole new world.
It is.
For lexicographers.
It is a whole new world. And with that comes, a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
But also some big questions.
Like what?
Well, for one, how do you compete with an algorithm
Right.
that can process millions of words in a second?
Yeah. Is there even a place for a human
Right.
in this digital world?
Those are all really good questions.
Yeah.
And questions that RoleCatcher really encourages us to consider.
Okay.
Because even with AI, there are certain aspects of language that require like a human touch. Something that algorithms haven't quite mastered yet.
That's reassuring.
Right.
So are the robots coming for the lexicographers' jobs?
Where that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't we delve into that
Okay.
right after this quick break?
All right. So we're back. And I gotta say, this whole AI thing really has me wondering.
Yeah. It's a game changer, right?
It is. It's like, can you imagine?
Like those old sci-fi movies where the computer starts writing poetry?
Exactly. And it's like good poetry, too.
Right. It's like, how do you compete with that?
So what happens to the lexicographers?
Well, that's what's so interesting.
Yeah.
The guide actually suggests that AI might make some aspects of the job easier.
Really?
Yeah, like imagine all that data crunching.
Oh, yeah.
AI could probably identify new words, emerging trends, way faster than humans could.
So it's like having a superpowered assistant.
Exactly.
But does that mean it takes over completely?
That's the big question,
Yeah.
right? And this is where those human skills we were talking about become even more important.
Like being able to explain why yeet deserves a spot in the dictionary.
Exactly. Or to understand the subtle ways language reflects culture.
Right, because a computer can't really understand the feeling behind a word.
Exactly. It might be able to define love,
Yeah.
but can it really capture the essence of it?
No way.
The joy, the heartache.
It's like those AI-generated paintings.
Right. They're technically impressive,
Yeah,
but something's missing.
totally. So what's the takeaway here for all those aspiring lexicographers out there?
Well, the guide stresses continuous learning.
Makes sense.
Technology is always evolving.
Right.
So you got to stay ahead of the curve.
So basically never stop being fascinated by words.
Exactly. Keep that curiosity alive.
Love it. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It really has.
I've learned so much.
Me too. It's amazing to think about all the work that goes into every dictionary definition.
Right. We take it for granted.
We really do.
But there are real people behind those words.
Passionate people who care deeply about language.
So the next time I'm struggling to find the right word,
Yeah.
I'll remember there's a whole team of lexicographers out there.
Working hard to make sure that word exists.
Exactly. On that note, I think it's time to wrap things up.
Sounds good.
This has been another fascinating deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep those dictionaries handy.
And remember,
There's always more to discover.
in the amazing world of words.
See you next time.